small businesses, the organizations,
It's okay.
the schools, and the kids.
It's okay.
They are traumatizing our kids with these masks and things of that nature. I said prior to us leaving the legislature that I thought that it was a bunch of BS, that they were being misled. We're talking about worldwide, and here in the state, by the Arizona State Department of Health Services, at only 2.5% of the citizens are affected. Less than 1% of death rate. This is not a reason to have an emergency clause being utilized by the governor. Our people in Arizona need to be free, and so, I would welcome you.
Oh yeah, let's be proactive, because when you guys get in, on both of these December, somebody's going to pre-file a bill. You guys will know what you have to do.
There will be lots of bills filed on this issue.
But again, you still need a 2/3 vote to override the
This is
governor's
Kelly
veto.
Townsend. She's
So
one
let
of our
me tell you
state
where we're at
representatives.
with that.
Sure.
Everything is in the hands of our leadership of the House and the Senate. I have a lot more traction with the Senate. I'm heading that way. Okay. Sure. I will try. Thank you. Close in if you want to close in. We're all family. The COVID crisis. The numbers came out this morning. I don't know if you saw that everything's the lowest it's been since March and April. Anyway. Yeah.
Thank you.
So.
Amen.
This is all hinging right now on leadership. Like I said, and I was being very kind to all my member colleagues here at the legislature. Many of them, most of them want to sign on. Some of them are being respectful of leadership. The leadership in the Senate is far more responsive and is looking for a pathway to a solution, even with the Democrats. I think we can get the Democrats on board if we work in a bipartisan way. Don't expect it, right? And I think that we might look at a special session right after the election. Not sure, right? But my requirement is they sign. If that happens that way, they have to have signed it before the election to show where they stand, right? Including the Democrats. Anyway, so we're looking at ways to make this happen. I'm not giving up. I am trying everything I can, whether it's being diplomatic. You've seen me be forceful. That does not work so far. It's got half of us who are saying, yeah, we don't care what the outcome is. Let the chips fall where they may. We believe in the Constitution. We have to stand on our oath that we took. I took all you veterans here took that oath. It's a little bit different from the oath we taken there. It's the same oath. We should all have the same fervor for that oath. But nonetheless, those 24 who have signed are doing so regardless of the fallout, right? Because it's the right thing to do. Then the others, I can't speak for them other than there's some that are waiting for leadership. Leadership in the Senate, like I said, is exploring about how to make this work. Leadership in the House, on the other hand, said no. I don't want to work with Kelly Townsend. So, what can I do about that? I have told the speaker, I'm not interested in whether or not you like me, trust me, whatever. If it's about me, start your own petition. Do the right thing, and it's about you. It's not about me. And yeah, I can be hardcore. No doubt about it. I expect every single one of you to be hardcore. John's hardcore. We have to be hardcore, and if that comes out as a bad taste in someone's mouth and they don't like it, they got to get over themselves, because you all are hurting. People have taken their own lives, right, for this. It's wrong. Now we have the Attorney General coming out and saying it's illegal what he's done. I want every single business owner, in particular the Hitchin Post, to sue the crap out of this state, because they deserve to do that. Do I want your taxpayers having to pay for this mess, dollars to pay for this mess? No. But our business owners deserve recourse.
Is Karen Fan the speaker?
Karen Fan is the Senate president.
Okay.
And she has sat down with me, and we're working on a plan.
Okay.
When you get in the Senate, I think we need new leadership in the Senate. Because I guess what's happening here in the House and the Senate, if the leadership tells the members to do something, you're going to do something. My senator, who's in Ducey's pocket, she's a puppet. I'm a write-in candidate. I don't appreciate what she's doing. She voted for Sid Dodd. This got to stop. Our representatives got to tell Leadership? No, we represent the people, not leadership.
So let me tell you this. That petition that has the 24 names on it is the majority of the caucus as it stands now.
Okay.
That could change after the general, we're not sure. But the majority of us right now today, of our Republican caucus, want to work for you, right? Some are like holding back, and like Ben Toma, I've talked to Ben Toma, and he's worried. I don't want to speak for him without his permission, but Ben Toma is not a bad guy. He has his reasons, but I see a very clear pathway to get where we need to go, and it needs to happen. And none of this fear. One of the things we've learned about ourselves this year is we have too much fear.
That's right.
Almost all of us, I would be willing to bet, stood back and said, oh gosh, a pandemic, people are dying, look at Italy, and it was scary, wasn't it?
Not
and
all of us
we
did,
realized, not all of you, I know not all of you, but I'm willing to bet that many were put the pause and trust button on, we're going to trust Governor Ducey, and next thing you know, very soon after that, we're like, wait a minute. Okay? So we have to address our own fears. We have to, because if we don't, and we let our family and our, the people around us allow this fear to overcome us, we don't deserve the republic that we have. We have to make, I saw a meme this morning. It's a pie chart. It's all pink with one thin blue line, a little bit, and it said, pink is my fear of losing my constitutional rights, and blue is my fear of COVID. That's where we need to get. But it's been the reverse, hasn't it?
Yep.
It's been the reverse. So we had to take a hard look at ourselves to say fear is our number one problem, because we abandoned our constitutional rights. We abandoned our power over to one person. We're no longer three branches of government. And a lot of us are carrying fears and what ifs. It's time to set it all down and do like the 24 and sign the petition, as it were. Do what you have to do in your life, as it were, and let the chips fall where they may.
So
Because
Kelly, what is your time frame? I mean, fear would be alleviated if they stepped up.
Amen.
So part of the fear is their lack of action.
Right.
And their lack of leadership, and their lack of speaking out, and their lack of representing the people. They're perpetrating the fear. So
They're
what's
complicit
what's
at
your
this
time
point.
frame on overcoming the fear within the legislature?
Right.
You need 2/3 to call this session back, right?
Right. Let me, if you guys don't know, I'll educate on what has to happen. We can't do a petition by the people to bring us back. I know there was people who wanted to start a petition to make us come back. You can't sue us back into the legislature. You can't do that. It's very, very easy to remember in the Arizona Constitution, not the statutes, but the Constitution. You just cut the numbers in half. Article 4, cut it in half. Part 2, cut it in half, Section 1. Article 4, Part 2, Section 1 of the Arizona Constitution tells how to come in for a special session. Okay. If the governor calls us back in for a special session, he decides what the topic is going to be. So if I drop a bill that says you have 30 days for an emergency and after that you need the approval of the legislature, he doesn't have to hear it because it's not part of his agenda, right?
That's BS.
But that's what it is, right? And so the governor could do that. We were promised, weren't we, that if we sign die, we will be back next week on a special session. The governor will call us in. That was May 26th, I think it was. Leadership.
Kelly, can I interrupt?
Let me, I'm old, I'll forget which direction I was going. Hang on just a second. Turning 52 here shortly.
Don't look like it.
All right, so if we call ourselves in, if 2/3 of a majority of the legislature sign a petition with a date on it and hand deliver that to the governor has to call us in for that date, and we cannot say what the topics are. So it's open season. Democrats can pile on whatever they want to put on there. They can use it for campaigning for the general. They can hit us. It wouldn't be pretty. It's just like January. Anybody can drop any bill. It's up to leadership to filter out the bad stuff and only focus on what they want to focus on. So these are the things, it's 3D chess. We've got to make sure we make the right decisions at the right time. We don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot, so we have to be strategic about it. But it's non-negotiable. We have to come in before January. We have to come in, especially, well, I'm not gonna say that.
How many
We
are
have to come in
two-thirds?
before January. 2/3, okay, so we have 30 districts in the state, right? Each district has about 240,000-ish people, okay? Each district has 2 representatives. So if there's 30 districts, you have
So there's 60.
60 over
So we
here
need 40.
and 1 senator, so 30 over here. So you need 40 in the House and 20 in the Senate. We have 31 Republicans, so we need 9 Democrats.
Do you
And
have
that's if
those?
all, let me finish it because I'll forget. If all if all Republicans sign on, we still need 9. Over here you need 3, and we have problems with 3 of our, but we had 1 of them signed, but we have 2 more Republican senators that we may or may not
How
get.
do you put pressure on them? You just got to tell people in their district to call them and say,
Yeah.
get back.
What are their names? How can we? What are who are
So
those?
I will be naming the 24 at the 10 o'clock over there in my speech. So
Thank
save
you.
my voice. If you want to know, I'm going to put it on you because each one of you, I don't want to hand deliver everything to you. I'm going to tell you who the ones who have signed are.
Good.
You need to go and research who
Yes.
didn't sign.
Good.
Okay? So I think that's a good exercise, your homework. And then call them. Leave them a phone message. Send them an email. If you send emails, everybody try to coordinate the same message in the subject, because if that email doesn't get opened, at least your message is in the subject line, all capital letters, so it stands out. Very pithy, very
Something
quick.
like reopen the state
Sign
now.
the petition. Special session now. Whatever, but just so
Fulfill your oath.
Keep calling and keep
How
emailing
can the
daily.
governor continue to justify the state of emergency?
flu season's here now.
Flu season, that's right.
Flu season.
Get it
It's baloney. It's baloney. And
Not
so
this year.
I'm considering looking at legal action for that. Particular, I've talked to a couple of attorneys to say, we can. I don't know if the courts can determine the emergency over. The legislature can do that, right, John? If we do a resolution, it doesn't need his signature. We can declare the emergency over. We
With
need.
the 2/3 majority of both houses.
I think it's a simple majority. It's just a resolution for declaring the emergency over. The petition is 2/3, but let me fact check that. I think it just needs a simple majority to end the emergency. If we had an open session that we called ourselves in for, we could do that.
Can I say something?
Sorry.
Okay, no. I'm from up in Prescott Valley, so I don't know you, but it sounds like you're really working hard to make things better. My personal opinion, I haven't locked down once, I don't wear a mask, I don't social distance, I haven't done any of this crap, and I've watched it happen, and I've watched people comply, and I don't mean to be judgmental or anything, but the fear has been, everybody knows.
That's what we talked about, yeah.
So the thing is, and it's great what you're doing, but all these laws and procedures, and Ducey can do what he wants, and what flu season? There is no flu season, and there never was a pandemic, and in my opinion, the only way to end all of this shit, together with what you're doing, is that the people just say no more. And my goal,
Amen.
and my goal, and I'm trying to get organizations, there's so many different ones. There's Freedom to Breathe, there's a woman named Tommy Collins who has a thing. There are all kinds of organizations, and there's FT, what is it, Stand Up.
There's Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. I see you.
UK. And if we can get everybody organized to be outside, just like Germany had over 1 million people. Over 1 million people.
Rhonda's
And then
the
they had
cutie
Robert
with
F.
the
Kennedy Jr.
capitalism
was there, and I
t-shirt
probably
on
think
in the
more.
back.
That's what we need to do.
We were
Because we, the
precinct
people, are
captains
more.
at
I
the
like
Daniel
it.
McCarthy
I just don't like how government
booth
it's become
at our polling location.
Did anybody bring any petitions to sign?
It's too
Has everybody signed the petition to recall Ducey?
It's too late. Nobody's fired. It's too late. We need to take our power back. We've given away our power. And I'm not talking about violence, so please don't misunderstand me. I'm talking about that we have to come out to the street, everybody in the millions together, and say this is it, and we're going home free. And you open your businesses, and you don't wear masks, because the masks don't help anybody. I can give you a lecture about that too. I've learned a lot. The masks are toxic to your health, plus they're just muzzling. That's all it is, a muzzle. Getting you ready for China. That's all it is. and the vaccines will that they want to force on everybody, they're going to have dangerous toxins. Plus, they're going to change your DNA, and you'll never be the same. Yep. So my thing is,
get ready for that fight. No vaccine.
exactly. Don't
I'll be
go
the first in line.
Stock up on food and water, which is what I've done, because they're going to tell us we can't shop either. So anyway, but we can stop that. We can stop
Yeah,
it if
we can stop it, except I don't know if you walked in stores lately, these zombies with the masks, you know, they're under a spell
Just go
of
in.
fear.
I know that.
No, just go in.
Just
Don't
go
go
in.
in.
No, I go in. I
What
go in.
I'm saying is,
Yeah.
Even when I'm told to wear a mask, I do not wear a mask.
if you're praying people, just pray that fear off people, because that's what's holding
Exactly.
everybody
But
back.
we need to educate. And so, I mean, I'm just one person, and I'm
Okay, I'm gonna head over to this other crowd because it looks like there's just some small little groups of people. We just listened to Kelly Townsend and some others discussing the state of Arizona. I'm gonna see if there's anybody else here. Erlene Medina is here. I just took a picture of her with her sign. I'll post pictures up later. It looks like we have some detectives.
The problem is more people got to get out. Like, more people. If we can just get
I'm totally curious as to why they're here, but I'm not gonna walk up and ask. I don't really want to talk to them. I don't know, these guys are though. Maybe I will. Oh, they're getting some accolades. Okay, as they put up their mask. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. Not today. Hey, there she is! Hi! Hi, baby. Hi. Missed ya. Me too. Do you want to go on camera with me? I'm not live. Sure. I'm just recording. Well, hey, let's turn it around. I guess I can't turn it around. That's all right. Oh, okay. Hey, it's Summer and I. Hi, guys. What do you say?
Summer's got
Oh, awesome. Shannon was blocked from Facebook, and so she can't go live. So she has to record it and then post it later. So, yes. But it's awesome to see you. That's it. Yes, it is. We're going to Wimpkin.
yes.
Yes, we are. Yep. And there's Stan. This is Stan. He's a friend of mine too, and Arlena.
Well, yeah, it's
Hi, Stan. Shannon, yes. How are you?
Sweetheart.
Hi, nice to see you.
Good to see you, and you're on my new site now.
I know, I'm
Wimpkin.
loving Wimpkin. Yes,
Me
I'm
too,
loving
I
it.
love
Yes.
it.
It has some tech issues, but they're going to work that out.
I
So,
know, I hope
yep,
so.
Yep.
And we got other people coming over.
Yep.
and it'll
It's a
get
mass exodus. That's right. Wimpkin. They were hacked too. Tried to take them down
I know.
and give them bad Google Play reviews. So
I couldn't get on it last night.
Yeah, so
but
we're
this morning I got
working
on.
on getting that fixed too. Nice to see you. I'm gonna mingle. Okay. These guys are cool. They work with Daniel McCarthy. You know Daniel McCarthy.
His arm was bleeding, man.
Good to see you, buddy.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Good. I know, right?
What's this? Oh,
Okay, I'm going to end this video because it's right at about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna head back over. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'll just keep it going. This is a pretty good discussion over here.
Because they're political now too,
and I
unfortunately.
say to that pastor, I say to him, God wants to know who his warriors are. You need to find your courage.
That's what
and just because you're a priest or a pastor
you're-
doesn't make you weak.
God gave us the power of strength, not fear.
It's in the Bible. If you have a purse, you buy a sword. It's not. That's right. And for years I felt guilty. Coming home from Vietnam and killing the enemy and killing children that they sent at us. And for years I felt guilty until I gave all my anger to Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And then God told me, I'm one of your warriors. You need to speak out. So I'm using my voice instead of my gun.
Thank you for your
It's
service.
about the mouth. So please find your courage. You have that courage in you. Be not afraid. Thank you.
Mark Del Maestro.
Mark Del Maestro.
Quick thing before I run in and I gotta finish the tail end of my speech, you guys. Somebody was asking about recall. So the first recall effort happened, the person who started it got a death threat, a serious death threat, kind of fell back a little bit.
That was
Then he
Marco
opened the
Tricovic.
states, and so people stopped signing it, so it didn't get to the end of the numbers. You need 700,000 signatures thereabout to get that
Marco
done.
lives in Gilbert,
If
and his
that
family
is
was
back on the
threatened.
table, if this governor does not listen to the Attorney General, if this governor doesn't listen to the courts and continues this on, literally scrounging door to door in Tempe for more positive results. All right.
Woohoo! I love bullhorns.
That was a dangerous move. How do I do it?
Hello?
Can you hear it? That was a very dangerous thing to do.
We keep telling you megaphone. That's the wake-up call.
All right, now that I have your attention. Okay, so we all know that this COVID issue is over. The tweets coming from the 9th floor this morning say so. But we need to keep this emergency going. Why? Anybody know why?
Money.
Money.
Follow the money.
I'm glad you guys listened to me on that one. We get federal dollars. We are under the Stafford Act, which allows for martial law right now. We had an email from the White House. It was a conference call, and we heard from the Department of Health saying, don't worry, when you see the numbers come out here next week, those are the backlog of the tests because they needed to have the reagent or whatever. That backlog number came out, and the governor went to the White House, or sent a message to the White House saying, we need you to declare a major disaster declaration and put us under the Stafford Act for more money and resources. So we continue to be under the Stafford Act. We continue to be under a state of emergency. And now that all the numbers are at the lowest they've been since April, and one of them even March, we're going to go door to door scrounging test results. To create the illusion, is it, that we're still in an emergency?
Yeah.
Okay, so if this continues to happen, if we can't get resolved through the legislature, if we can't get into a special session, I'm asking you guys, renew. You can start a new recall effort and talk to the Mountainside Fitness owner, Tom Hatton, and people like that and say, will you put petitions that you need to be very organized. You need to find funding and pay people to get, but that's your last recourse, is to recall him. Now listen to this. There's two ways for the governor to be removed. One is by impeachment. If it's by impeachment, which the legislature does, if it can't get a special session, we're not going to get an impeachment.
Arrest.
But if we were to do that,
I like that.
I like that idea.
Second the motion.
He's a traitor and a criminal.
okay,
It's okay.
if he were to be impeached, the Democrat Secretary of State would take his place. The other option is recall, which triggers a special election, and then there would be an election and whoever wins that. So that's another recourse that you have. Yes.
Should he have not been held in contempt of court for not providing the documents in the Mountainside case?
That's a judicial branch.
That's a
That's a
judicial
judicial
issue.
branch, and you're going to need a good lawyer, and you're going to have to pursue it.
Good luck with
Can't
that.
wait for somebody else to do it. We have to do that. So, like I said, I'm looking into that as well.
Ducey appointed 59 judges, FYI.
I don't know what I did.
Ducey owns the courts. Yeah.
Can you repeat that?
Ducey appointed 59 judges. Before him, Jan Brewer appointed 71, I believe. Prior to that, there weren't very many judges that were appointed by the governor. So
She's saying that the governor has appointed many of the judges. He did not appoint federal judges.
Yep.
And so we still have the federal branch, to go through.
they're all in bed together.
And the U.S. Attorney here in Arizona, I hear, is a friend with the governor. That doesn't mean we give up and not try.
I get in trouble
So
sometimes.
I recommend that all of you people share information. Don't go back home and continue what we've been doing. Organize and
Go on Wimkin. Leave Facebook. Wimkin.
get off
I'm
Facebook.
Shannon. Yeah, follow me.
Webcam. Anyway, so that's what I want to say was there's a lot that can be done, but we have to organize. And we have to set aside our fears. If you get fired from your job, all those things, do it and let the chips fall where they may.
And
We
that's a
don't have
good
choice.
lesson for legislators. Stop living in fear and vote for candidates who don't kowtow to the powers that are established. That's why Trump has succeeded. They play their game.
You just reminded me of something. Okay. Is John Fillmore still here?
Yes, I mean, it's
Where is he? There he is.
not a partisan thing.
Okay, so if Representative Fillmore could come front and center.
DJ in another job?
Should I make it dance? I have no idea how I did that. So I'm going to pass the microphone over to him, but I wanted a round of applause for Representative Fillmore, who has been a stalwart on this issue. Not as noisy as me, but deserves your appreciation. Here you go, John.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. Prior to us dying last year, I spoke out against us leaving the legislature. I believe then, as I believe now, that the figures being given to our elected officials was not correct. The people
6%.
were running afraid. We were being misled. The World Health Organization was giving us a lot of fear, and the states bought into it.
For
According
money.
to the Arizona Health Service, this is a state, as of today, they said 2.83%, a little bit over 200,000 have been affected in our state. Less than 3%, that's like the flu. And less than 1% of it has been a morbidity rate, a death rate. There is no reason for an emergency clause still being in effect. The trauma that is being put upon our children by the Arizona Education Association in the schools, on the little kids going in and being forced to wear masks and see the fear in
Abuse,
others' eyes.
child abuse.
This is not what America is about. This is not right. And when you go into any store, be confrontational, but not angry. Tell them, this is less than 3%. You know, you're really kind of silly wearing that mask. You ought to remove it and enjoy what freedom is all about.
Exactly.
Our country was not built upon the premise of backing up.
Take off that mask that says freedom on it. That's not freedom.
No.
Right. And I actually told the cashier that the other day. I'm like, why are you wearing that? That's not freedom. Take it off.
Very simple.
Yeah. And now we're told that only 6% of the morbidity rate was actually valid COVID reasons for
And
death.
5% of those that was part of the fake news. That was part of the media that is being fed to all of the people. And unfortunately, because of our educational system that we've had in this country for the last 30 years, we have been educating idiots.
Indoctrination.
The fact of the matter is that no government should ever have the right to use fear against its people.
Correct.
No government should ever have the ability to say that any of the members of its society should be inoculated, be forced to drink, take, or do anything on their own bodies that they don't want to. My fear is what I call the second wave. And that second wave will not come to us in the form of a virus. It'll come in the little mouth speaking that like a second wave is coming. We need to be careful. We need to stay inside. We need to take a vaccine and things of that nature. This is not what America is about. It is not right. It is reminiscent of the 1930s in Germany when people were on their own bodies tattooed.
Comrade Ducey.
No government does not have that ability, should not have that ability.
And wearing a
we
mask
should
is
resist
not
by all
patriotic.
means necessary.
We need to be the news now. We need to take our own videos.
If you want something to do, when I walk into a store and they say you have to wear a mask, I go, okay. And I put this on, and I go, this is a stick up. And I take a Trump sticker and put it on the front door. And then I take the mask off and put it back in my pocket and go into the store.
And nobody says a word to me. You can't put that sticker on there. Yeah, I did. I can. It's right there. You told me to put the mask on. I put the mask on. It's a stick up. That's a stick up. We're good. The next time I go in the store, they don't say anything to me. Because they don't want any more stickers on their window.
I wonder what
It works.
press this is. Good. It looks like it's not junk local media. It looks like he might be doing the right thing.
Recall Ducey 2020, though we don't want to stay on
This
Facebook.
is my friend Summer. I love you,
There's 6,000
Summer.
members on it right now. So everybody get all your friends to go over and join us, and let's get this recall done.
Yes.
And seriously, guys, I need everybody. We have to be organized this time. We can't let like other groups take it over, throw out recall papers, and then all of a sudden we don't know who has them and where they're at and how many signatures we have. The people who did this and started it did a great job. They had everything. Okay. They had everything 100% ready and under control, and then a lot of other groups got involved and just took control of it themselves and made the papers just invalid in a lot of times. The first 2 recalls we had here didn't count. There was over, 1,000 signatures just in one day that didn't count. So this time it has to be done, and it has to be done right. We have to make sure that we're pushing for it.
Oh
It
my
has to be a
Lord.
passion, guys. So go to
I'm
Recall
gonna
DC
take my little
2020 on
camera over
Facebook.
here to somebody
We will create another
that is well known in the state of Arizona.
If we keep doing it on so many different social media pages, then it's just not going to be as organized.
And not in a good way.
The end result is that we get Ducey out of office and we put someone else in.
No. There's a special election.
There's a special election, and we can put up somebody like Kelly. We have many people that are patriots.
I'm curious
that are
to see whether he
constitutional
has
conservatives that will do the right thing.
joined
I'm telling
the
you,
right
if you put
side.
Kelly up against him, he'll have
Nice sign that
no
he's
other
here.
choice but just to back down. Because we're tired of him. The Democrats are tired of him. The Independents are tired of him. The Republicans are tired of him. And you know what? Us constitutional conservatives are ready to manually remove him.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Agreed.
We gotta stop. We have to stop electing rhinos people. They're just Democrats. They're just Democrats. There's no
I can't
difference.
imagine
It's not
that
a
was
best or better
all
people.
that it
They are
is. Maybe he's going to be a
Democrats. They are
speaker.
liberals, and they are ruining Arizona.
I'll catch the name. I forgot it later.
Doug Ducey 2020.
I can tell you, Summer, when I was collecting signatures, there is so much sentiment in this state to recall this governor. The thing I heard the most is I had no idea that there was a recall. The big problem was the word wasn't out.
Get the word out. Get the word out.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something that I would tell the people that worked for me.
Say it again, but say it just like it's
Okay. Recall Governor Doug Ducey 2020.
we have 5,900.
We have 5,900 members right now. That's where we can all get together and we can all make this happen. But we have to do it together. We need 700,000.
We're at almost 6,000.
It doesn't matter, that one's over.
That one's over.
Start over.
Oh, yes.
6,000
If we,
people.
all of us, 6,000 people, invite people, we would get there if everybody